Hi viewers, welcome. Victus here. I have here Steam and Steel, and we're going to go straight into this mod for Medieval 2. A few things that I have to point out before starting the campaign. Just let me go to single player and start with this beautiful faction selection screen that we have here. And of course, yes, this is the Victorian era. We are again in this era that we all need. Okay, I have tested this with a few factions. The game works, the mod works. The thing is that this is a baby mod, if you may. A baby mod version 1.1. I remember that, for example, there's another mod, because this mod, as you're going to see, it has the whole map represented on the campaign. If you remember, I was announcing a Steam and Steel on the horizon on the channel, and I was intending to do a campaign on Spain, actually, because I think it is an interesting nation for the Victorian era, by the fact that this is the waning empire going down, and this is perhaps the last moment of the Spanish Empire, but it's impossible. So I don't know you if it works for some people. I have checked on the forums, I have checked on ModDB. Everyone is having problems with Spain. That's the reason I have this already selected here. Kingdom of Spain, unplayable. I have seen as well that there are other nations. I think it's Japan. Japan is the other nation that is unplayable, or at least that is going to crash. Now, eventually, I always like to show you mods that are basically something that is not usual, or mods that are based on eras not touched by Creative Assembly. But in this case, I decided that I would do it no matter what, no matter if there are still issues with this mod, but I'm going to be completely transparent here. And if you want to experience this, this is an early stage for this mod. So I believe, and as far as I can remember on the actual forums and ModDB as well, again, I mentioned this, the developers have said that they are working on the issues. Hopefully they will find a way to fix this, and we are going to be able to enjoy this without any issues, and perhaps someday we're going to be able to play with Spain. The other thing that I wanted to add is the topic of the map. The map is the whole world. Not even Empire Total War is going to bring us the entire globe. There's one mod that I'm going to mention, just mention. It is called Eras Total Conquest. I believe that's the name, Eras Total Conquest. That mod has different eras in which you can select, and the mod as well has the entire globe. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these guys that are working with this Victorian era mod, Steam and Steel, they are using that mod as a base, as far as I can understand. The thing is that I am not a very fan of that mod that I have just mentioned, the Eras Conquest, Eras Total Conquest. The reason is because you can do as much as you can with entire medieval. You have certain amount of space, if you may, to do the whole map. And this era's Total Conquest has a map that some areas of the globe are going to be so tiny that are going to be simply unbearable for me, because they are going to be so blocky that it's impossible for me. So I think this mod fixes that, because even though it's the entire globe, I don't see that is the same. I really see that this mod is completely different in terms of the design of the map. I could be wrong. Perhaps I don't remember exactly how the Total War Era's Conquest map looks like. But whatever. Enough with this rant. We're going to go straight to the situation. I'm going to be playing as France. We're going to have a lot of fun with France. The thing that I have chosen this is because we're going to go and do fun stuff about France in this time period. They tried, just a spoiler alert, they tried to conquer Mexico. But we're going to do a lot of that on the actual map when we start the campaign. The thing is that these are the rules that I'm going to follow. I usually record the video and finish the actual run, and then I post it. In this moment, I'm going to do it as I go. If I receive more than 3 by the third crash to desktop, I'm definitely going to stop, and I'm going to make you know that we're going to stop the actual series. But apart from that, if we don't get too many crash to desktop, we're free to go, and we're going to enjoy this. I'm not promising to go farther on the timeline, as to say to the 20th century. Perhaps if I play a complete run, I would be doing the run up to just before the First World War. But in this case, we're going to do several things, but not to reach so far as that. The end date of the mod, I'm not really sure what is. So if you know, please let us know in the comments, because I don't know what is the actual end date. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead and select the Second French Empire. Let's see you on the map. Okay, here we are at the beginning of the French Second Empire. The dispatch for the emperor with the beautiful flag of France. Eventually, for those that are doing things while you are listening to the actual video, I'm going to read it. So, Your Imperial Majesty, Emperor of the French, Napoleon III. It is with the utmost reverence and deference that I humbly present to you an analysis of the strategic situation of our beloved empire as it stands in this winter of 1860. For those that love the actual American Civil War, you already know that this is the place that you have to be. Like a ship on the high seas, our great empire navigates through turbulent waters. We have emerged victorious from our recent military engagements in Italy and Algeria and have secured our foothold in the Orient. However, we must remain vigilant, for the winds of change blow fiercely across the European continent. Our traditional allies have weakened, and new powers have emerged, challenging our dominance. The Congress of Vienna has been replaced by the Concert of Europe, and the balance of power is shifting. The Russian bear growls in the east, while the British lion prowls in the west. Our Germanic neighbors are awakening, and the Italian peninsula is no longer a fragmented mass of small states, but a unified nation. I have on the channel as well, just to make a pause here, a parenthesis, a video on the Risorgimento. To ensure our continued strength and prosperity, we must adapt and evolve. We must look beyond our borders to the vast expanses of the world for new opportunities and new alliances. We must foster a spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship to keep pace with the changing times, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I recommend that we focus our attention on the fertile lands of Southeast Asia and the rich resources of the African continent. We must also continue to strengthen our position in the Mediterranean and solidify our relationships with our allies in South America. Your Imperial Majesty, we stand at a crossroads in our history. We must remain resolute and steadfast, lest we be swept away by the tide of change. With your guidance and leadership, we shall emerge stronger and more prosperous than ever before. With that incredible introduction, we are greeted by the beginnings in this mod, and we are France. Look at this. Look at this. We have a lot of movement in terms of economy and commerce. Look at this beautiful thing. How this looks. All this ebb and flow of things. All this flow of commerce. Beautiful, isn't it? We see here Lyon. Okay, so the thing that we're going to do, pretty simple. Let's see if we have some agents. No, we don't. So the thing is that we have to recruit. I think it would be good to start recruiting some agents here. I'm going to recruit diplomats. We need diplomat. This is the diplomat, right? So I'm gonna get this one from here. If it's possible, I will get another diplomat here. I will get another diplomat here. I will get another diplomat here. And perhaps another one. Yeah, that's not bad. We could be doing something here down in Saigon. What is this? This is Africa. I think we're good, but we're still going to get that diplomat there. And that's it. That's it. Let's finally get one more. I will get all the diplomats that I can in every single area that we have the possibility. So the thing is that in this time period, we're going to try. This is the situation. The French are going to invade Mexico. So that is going to be the thing here. We're going to go to America. We're going to invade Mexico. Obviously, we're going to... This is as historically possible because we're going to begin historically. We're going to go and we're going to give support to the Confederates so they can defeat the Union, and we're going to have a friendly Confederate nation in America, and we are going to be able to create whatever country that we want in America, and we're going to be like sharing the spoils and sharing everything in America with the Confederates. If any other country in Europe is not going to accept this, they're going to face the might of France. So with that being said, we're going to begin. Let me see. I'm going to click here because this is the area that we want to invade. This actually happened, but eventually the French are going to be ousted from Mexico. And yeah, the Union is going to win, this and that, but we're going to change history here. We're going to invade Mexico. I don't know if the actual... Well, let me show you because... let's do it as a surprise. I don't know if this area is actually considered Central America or it's part of Mexico. Most of the mods, or most of the time, we see that this area is not considered its own thing. Whatever. So the first thing is to wait for these guys, and we're going to muster our troops to get in there. I really think that the Spaniards, there's not going to be any problem with them. Actually, I'm not going to attack them because I don't want to have any crash here. Because I already know that they have we have problems with Spain. Here we see a Dutch commander, and sadly, this is an independent settlement. Now, I remember the Italian Wars mod that had before the actual development, when it was in its earlier stages. They did this thing that they had these rebel nations that were supposed to be added in the future. Hopefully we're going to see a Belgium addition here, and so other nations that are really not present here, apart from actually a German nation here, which is actually Prussia. And all of these are pretty much, look at this, this should be the Swiss Confederation, and here we don't see the Swiss, and here are the other city-states, but apparently it's in its earlier stages, as I said. Look at this, Rome. And another thing that is nice about this mod is that you can see, now let's not be confused, this is as well my first impressions of the mod, because I haven't, apart from the fact that I have tested the nations that I said, for example Spain, and I know that Japan as well has some problems. I already talked about this, but it's pretty much the first time that I'm going to actually have a complete run. The thing is that I was just testing it, and that's the reason it took me a lot to get this video out. Okay, whatever, let's continue. So the thing that I was saying is that this thing is so nice because we can see the actual things that are important on this actual settlement, the Colosseum. We can see, well, actually here, I'm pretty sure we can see some interesting stuff within the nation. Look at this volcano here. But in the major nations, I think we're going to be able to see interesting stuff, such as this. This is London, and look how huge the actual thing is. And then we have here Paris. Paris has the actual landmarks here. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Look at this. Okay, so we're going to allow these guys to take Brussels, and Brussels, Flanders is going to be Dutch. However, we're not going to take all of our troops. Now look at this, we have Zouaves. Now as you can see, the pictures are not changing. They don't have pictures for every single unit, but we can see the cards here, so that's enough. It's pretty nice to see the cards here. So as you can see, hopefully I have the largest amount of troops. If not, it's okay, it doesn't matter. So the thing is that we have to maintain troops in the mainland. We're going to decide here which are going to be the troops that we're going to send to America and invade America. So this is what we got. First of all, we have Emperor Napoleon III here, which is not bad. We're going to take him into this endeavor to reach Mexico. But the thing is that I think Fusiliers, Légion étrangère. Basically, Légion étrangère is going to be the actual thing that we're going to take, and Zouaves as well. The National Guard is going to stay here, and pretty much we're going to take from here Zouaves, and we're going to take from here Fusiliers. This is going to be one important thing. We're going to send them to this fort, the fort over here.
By your will, Seigneur.
So we send these guys here. What else do we have here? We have as well, I think this guy's general and staff. Okay, this is going to be the general and staff that we're going to be using. From here I'm going to take perhaps the chasseurs à cheval could be good, and the fusiliers as well. We're going to take that, and the tirailleurs of Senegal. So we're going to send them here. From here we're going to take fusiliers, send them here. Still in this city, it's okay. The National Guard is going to stay in home. Over here we see that we have the possibility to send Crown Prince Joachim. Now this guy, he's going to stay here. He's going to stay here in Paris, actually. in charge of the army that we have here. Cuirassiers, good to know that we have that.
Seigneur.
The Foreign Legion, this is the Foreign Legion, Fusiliers.
Mon roi.
Again, we're going to send them here to make the army that is going to invade Mexico. We're going to leave the Cuirassiers here. Over here we have plenty of troops that are going to be useful in the event of invasion. So I think these guys are good. Perhaps we can choose in between the... We have chasseurs à cheval, which we have one here. I think those are going to be more than enough.
Orders.
So I'm going to send these guys here as well. The chasseurs are going to be sent here. And finally, okay, we have one muzzle-loading rifled cannon. And I think we are going to be sending more of these that we have here. Of course, we have plenty of those here. So what I'm going to do is to, let's see, we have one here, and we're going to take the Fusiliers over here. More of the
Ready and able.
of the
Mon roi.
Foreign Legion,
Mon roi.
and send them here. And then we just need one more. So the next one, because the Garde Nationale, the National Guard is going to stay here. So let me see what else we can take from here. I think it's going to be better to take... I'm not sure. Perhaps... Yeah, we're going to leave those two. Those two are going to stay there. Perhaps I'm going to send them... I'm going to send one to Paris,
As you wish.
just to have more troops in Paris. And this guy is the guy that is going to be in charge.
Ready and able.
So he's going to be sent here.
Seigneur.
And finally, I think that's it. So we're going to move our troops. These guys are the guys that we're going to use to invade. I have to think about... I'm going to take two navies. The two navies that are here in this area. I'm going to take them because I want escort. I want an escort as well. It's going to be good to have an escort. So I'm going to send them here, and they are ready. So we're going to move these guys here. Eventually, these guys are going to scout further, just for the moment, so we can. We're just meeting here with path blocked. Admiral Pierre-Louis Charles has been blocked by Admiral Francisco Javier. Okay, good. So with that, this is going to be what we're going to leave here in Mexico. So we already converted France into Mexico. Sorry, in France. So what we're going to do, as I mentioned before, this is the plan. So we're going to traverse the Atlantic, and then we're going to reach the shores of Mexico. We're going to land our troops in Veracruz, and then we're going to attack directly to the capital of Mexico. When we do that, we're going to start creating diplomats, and we're going to do a lot of diplomatic things in America, a lot of diplomatic things in South America, possibly to ally ourselves with the Brazilians. And yeah, of course, that's the first plan. So we have troops here in Algiers. Let's find out what is happening in the other colonial settlements that we have. We have Marseille, Dakar, Algiers, and Saigon. In Saigon, we have a little bit of problems. Good thing to know is that we have here Burmese irregulars, and we have as well Fusiliers. But there's a little bit of problem here in terms of free trade. The people is not so happy. So perhaps I would be retraining some troops, and as well getting a little bit of local policing, public order bonus. This is going to be good. I think this is going to be something that we need. For the next turn we have money. And then this is the situation. We have a little bit of territories here in Indochina, and we must do everything that we can to sustain this colony. Okay, let's return to France. And just before ending the turn, let's remember that we have recruited some diplomats that we're going to take with us, with Admiral Philippe, and then we're going to do our mission, that is the invasion of Mexico. So let's end the first turn. Okay. Pride presented to Crown Prince Joachim Joseph Napoleon. She is Jeanne Jolivet. We're going to accept this. So we have the Decade of Steam. 1860 to 1869. Gatling guns, USS Monitor, Spencer repeating carbine rifle, breech-loaded guns, CSS Hunley submarine, the creation of dynamite, and the Model 1861 Ketchum hand grenades. There is always time for technological advancement, especially in war. So basically what I think this is the actual achievements in terms of technology. So as I was saying, there is always time for technological advancement, especially in war. Through the American Civil War alone, there has been the first ironclad ship, one of the first breech-loaded guns, and the new and improved version of the submarine with the CSS Hunley. These advancements present the trend that can be seen through the late 1800s. The guns are becoming more reliable and armor is becoming more prevalent in warfare since the 1400s. What the 1860s signal is the transition from Napoleonic warfare to modern warfare. All that can be done is to wait for what tremendous weapons would be created in this era, and eventually up to the point that we reach the Great War. Okay, so we have the marriage celebrations from in between Crown Prince Joachim Joseph Napoleon and this Jane. Few events muster the same amount of pageantry and festive frivolity as the marriage of two noble-born folk, such as these two. Okay, we got the diplomatic information. Now, to be honest, first impression on these images, beautiful images. I love the images and how they look. Beautiful indeed. The following factions are now at war: Empire of Japan and the Tokugawa Shogunate, and the Kingdom of Spain and the Sultanate of Morocco. So as you can see, Spain has already begun the killing spree for the rebirth of the colonial empire. What is happening here? Now I have seen this fancy, funny suns. These suns appear when the fort is actually empty. Funny thing. Then we have the diplomats. We have the diplomats in Paris, in Bordeaux, in Lyon, in Marseille, Dakar, Algiers, in Saigon. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so now let me see. We're losing money. Okay, and that could be an interesting reason that we're going to start declaring war. We can emergency taxation, protective tariff. This is not doing too much. So we're going to do the revenue tariff. Still, we're going to do the revenue tariff here. Hopefully we're going to get... Oh, look at this. Italian army getting close. What are you doing, man? Never mind, we're going to talk with him. Revenue tariff here, again, in the biggest cities. Revenue tariff. There we are. We're back on track. So look at this guy. Okay, this guy has a lot of troops in our territories. So what we can do, pretty
Seigneur.
much this. What we're going to do is to send, for example,
Orders.
these guys are going to be sent here.
Mon roi.
So we're going to start
Seigneur.
putting a lot of troops in Lyon, and then we're going to send these guys over here. Hopefully
Seigneur.
we're going to be able to put them in here. Interesting. Interesting. So one
Ready
thing I
to
can
say.
do is to move these guys down,
Mon roi.
so we can have them very
Orders.
close to
Seigneur.
Marseille, and these guys are going to be like, hold on guy, hold on, not yet. Beautiful thing that you can see these, the symbol of France, the golden fleur. Okay, so we already have sent these guys here, so we're going to continue with the actual reconnaissance that we're doing. So we're going to continue here. They have a lot of range, as you can see, but we're going to stop there. So with that, we're going to take our agents, perhaps this one. I'm going to put this here. Let's see if we have an agent in Marseille. I am pretty sure that we have one. We must have another one. Oh, look at this beautiful thing. The port here, the French port. It looks amazing, isn't it? Okay, good. Okay, let's take the one that is in Paris with the Emperor over here. So we have two guys. I think with those two guys, it's more than enough. So we're going to take these agents and we're going to send and talk with Amsterdam. Hello,
Something to discuss,
Prime Minister William, the Kingdom of Netherlands. Okay, what we're going to do is trade rates and perhaps a map information, if we may. No, actually, yeah, why not?
Nine.
They reject it. Okay,
Very
let's
good.
just
What
do trade
else
rates.
do you have to suggest?
Trade rates.
Agreed.
They accept it.
Another proposition.
Good.
Until next
So
time.
now we have trade rights with those guys. Oh, look at this beautiful guy here. Let's have a look at him. I really love. No, this is amazing. I really love the. He has a very nice model here. I really love how they model this guy. Lovely. Okay, and the rebels here as well. They have their thing. Cowboys in the middle of Germany. Okay, so let's take these agents and let's talk with this guy. Okay, what do you have to say, General Guglielmo? So perhaps we can bribe him. No, I don't think. What I'm going to do is to make trade rights, and perhaps we could do an alliance. Why not?
It
They
seems
accept
we
it.
have reached
That
an agreement.
is
Good.
good.
It would seem
Beautiful.
you are very
We have an
reasonable.
alliance with
Sir.
Savoy. And the picture is amazing. I love this. Kingdom of Italy. It's not Savoy. It's actually called the Kingdom of Italy. In light of recent acts of friendship, goodwill, and mutual consent, it would be fair to say that France and Savoy are now friends. Good. And the actual guy, well, this is the actual... Eli was the guy that did this treaty. Now, where is the other agent? I need the other agent because I want to send that agent... Eduard.
senor.
Let's send the agent to Spain and let's have a talk with the Spaniards.
Is there something I can
Let's
do
do
for
trade
you,
rights.
noble lord?
Trade rights.
It seems we have
good.
reached. This concludes our meeting.
And now
yes?
wow, I'm impressed with this. 5,000 projected treasury total just because of those trade rights. That's amazing. Let's see what is happening here. So we have the Moroccans here. Okay. And we have a trade treaty with the Spaniards. Okay, now it's time to go, and it's time to get the army of Emperor Napoleon in his staff. Now this is not retinue, it's staff. nice addition here. It's called the staff. He has a mentor. He's always been by his young master's side, wise and trustworthy enough to help rise royalty. +2 uptightness. Uptightness. That is this thing. Instead of piety is uptightness. Popularity instead of chivalry. Interesting. So we have this army. Mostly of them are fusiliers. Some of them are the Foreign Legion. And we have with us as well Suaves and guys from Senegal. And of course the Chasseurs à Cheval. So we're going to go
Oui, Seigneur.
to America.
Oui, mon
So
roi,
we're going
full
to
sail.
begin our conquest. There we go.
We'll drop anchor until
So
the morning,
that's
Seigneur.
the beginnings of good things. Okay, hopefully you're enjoying this. This was Victus. See you in the next one.